On the other hand, Jermell Charlo is in the corner with Vanes Martirosyan. He's been part of the team since he was 14 with Vanes Martirosyan. And in the absence of Joe Goosen tonight, will be the chief man in that corner, along with help from Bobby Lee and Dean Campbell. Here we go, round one. Martirosyan will be looking to out-hustle Charlo if he can, and Charlo will be looking to out-box Martirosyan if he can. We'll see who can establish the style of this fight and the tempo of this fight. I think Martirosyan would like the faster tempo. Charlo, who looks pretty relaxed in there, would like it probably a little bit slower, utilizing that long left jab of his. He does have the reach advantage here, and that is a key weapon for Charlo. In fact, he says, "I'm in love with my jab." And he plans to make Vanes Martirosyan not in love with his jab. Very important fight for both of these guys. Rich Morata ringside here tonight. Thank you very much for being with us.
Stop!
On this all-star card.
Get your head up.
Martirosyan also, by the way, prior to Joe Goosen, used to work with, as we mentioned, Ronnie Shields, also with Freddie Roach. So he's really had very, very good trainers in his corner throughout his career. A 2004 Olympian has been highly thought of since the beginning of his professional career, but still looking for exclusive first world championship. It is Martirosyan, as we suspected, pushing the pace. Charlo the mover. Jab is the key for Charlo, and Martirosyan's going to have to figure out a way to get around that, to negate that jab. It would seem that out-hustling Charlo is going to be the best chance for Martirosyan. Good right hand by Charlo. Nice. Excellent speed. He got in and out.
Get your head up.
I think that's Charlo's plan here tonight. Right out of the corner, wheels off, side wheels off of the rope. First combination by Charlo. Two jabs followed by the right cross. Martirosyan, he wants to get closer, cutting down that distance, lands the overhand right to the side of the head of Charlo.
Stop! Let go. Get your head up. Get your head up.
Each fighter probing. Both fighters feel that they're much different than they were when they sparred so many rounds together back when they were part of the same team in Houston. Final seconds of round one. Good left hook by Martirosyan, gets Charlo into a corner. There's the bell to end round one.
All right, son, how we feeling? Good. All right? All right, the first round is down, okay? Now we got the first round out of the way. Now listen, every time you double jab him, he goes straight back. He drops that left hand. The right hand is going to be there, okay? But you got to get a little bit more aggressive with him, okay? You got to, look.
But round up the khalas, but you have to feel the round, okay? Mi թողիրան մնա։ Դու միշտ իրանից ավելի շատ ես անում։ Okay, միշտ իրանից ավելի շատ ես անում։ Ցավը տանը, միշտ։ Okay, գիտեմ ինչ ես ասում։ Չեմ ուզում տա, ուզում անես։ Գիտեմ կրել ես, բայց այսպես պահում ենք, այս նույն տեմպով, okay? We've been here before, we can do this.
Second time.
Round two. Vanes Martirosyan in the black trunks. And in the red, white, and blue trunks is Jermell Charlo. One of the Charlo twins who were born a minute apart. And their professional boxing careers have taken parallel paths as well. Although Jermell, who we're seeing here, is considered the pure boxer, and Jermell, his brother, is considered the puncher in the family. Martirosyan did well in the waning seconds of the round by closing the distance on Charlo. Charlo might have been a little bit nervous, but judging from what Ronnie Shields was telling him in the corner, saying, okay, we got the first round, it's out of the way, it's out of the way. Now it's now settle down and get into it. Martirosyan said, as a result of his experience and watching Charlo since they've grown as professionals, that Charlo is an excellent boxer, but that he's a basic boxer. Uses the jab. It's kind of a 1-2-3 attack. You might double up with the jab, then the right hand following up behind it. There's that jab. Martirosyan took to the body. Charlo was claiming that it was
I get that. It's
a
right
low
here.
blow,
This
but I did not really see that as a low blow. I don't agree with Charlo that that was low. Certainly nothing to complain to the official about. You know, for guys who were together as teenagers, considered themselves almost family, things got very intense at the weigh-in yesterday between the two. The pose-off that they have the fighters do got a little bit too close for comfort, and finally they were broken apart, although no blows were struck, but Martirosyan then kind of chased them across the stage as well after the two had weighed in. That got to be a little dramatic and a little bit intense. Nice right hand to the body by Martirosyan. You could probably hear that. I think Martirosyan needs to pick up his punch output. This is a very good pace for Charlo. One in which he can just jab, stay relaxed out at center ring, and then throw that 1-2 with the left jab and the right following it. Nice right hand over the top. Charlo left that left jab out there a little bit too long, and Martirosyan made him pay for it with that right hand. End of round 2. There we see the great trainer, Virgil Hunter, also the trainer of Andre Ward, and Andre Berto, who made a successful return to the ring. Now part of the Virgil Hunter stable. Berto working himself back into the loop once again and then back into the mix. A couple rows behind, you might see Wayne McCullough up there in the upper right-hand corner, former bantamweight champion. There's the good jab by Charlo, but then he left it out there too long, and Martirosyan with that overhand right, good counter, good punch by Vanes, his best punch so far of the fight. Here we go into round 3. Vanes Martirosyan, screen right. Looks as though he's a little more intent on throwing a little bit more in terms of his output of punches in this round. I think that pace was it was very comfortable for Charlo in that last round, and Martirosyan has to make it more uncomfortable for him. He's able to just stand there and throw the jab out. Martirosyan is not a big puncher. He's certainly not a brawler by any means, but it would seem likely that he's the... Oh, a hard right by Charlo, his best punch so far. Charlo has a tendency to almost lull his opponents to sleep, and I think that's what happened there with Martirosyan. I must say that these two fighters have sparred many rounds with each other since they were together for a couple of years, and so far this fight has been more like a sparring session and probing session by the two. They're going to have to get a little meaner in there. Jermell showing some upper body movement, side to side movement. bending at the waist. Martirosyan, a lot of up and down on his toes, trying to find a rhythm. Rhythm can be interrupted by a jab, and that's what's happened here tonight so far. You see it once again, the jab from Charlo. Charlo does not double and triple up in his jab very often. And it seems like he might be able to time that jab. Martirosyan might be able to time that jab, since he usually just throws the one at a time. Body by Martirosyan. He's done some good work to the body. Martirosyan lives in Glendale, California. He's of Armenian descent in Glendale, California, which is a large conclave of Armenian population, American Armenian population in Southern California. Good work defensively there by Charlo. And as he was backing away through that wild left, and it kind of slipped off the face of Martirosyan. Taking a look in the dressing room of Gary Russell Jr. About to get his hands taped and gloved. Want to stretch that hand out and fist out, get it ready, and here goes the taping. Russell supremely confident. Felt that he made a mistake in the last fight when he fought Lomachenko by employing a strength and conditioning coach who was new to their routine, which kind of interrupted what their routine was, and he feels he needed to go back to just his regular team and regular way of training this time. Said he kind of regrets making that move in the past, but a lot of fighters, of course, have gone into that. But he said, you know, if it ain't broke, why fix it? And that was the mistake I made. But we'll see if he does better here tonight in his second opportunity for a world championship. But right now, we're looking at two fighters who are angling to try to get a world championship opportunity in round 4, scheduled for 10. Vanes Martirosyan.
Let go.
Screen left right now, and Jermell Charlo rushing him to the ropes in the red, white, and blue trunks. His back to you. Charlo wild with that left. He's not usually a fighter who throws wild punches. Martirosyan trying to pick up the pace here a little bit. I believe that would be the proper strategy for him. Slower the pace, the better for Charlo. Nice right hand by Charlo. He's being allowed to keep this comfortable pace by Martirosyan. Needs to pick up his volume of punches. Russell Moore, the third man in the ring. We're at the Palms Hotel, Las Vegas, Nevada. Rich Morata ringside. Glad you're with us on this international show tonight. World Championship boxing still to come. Johnny Gonzalez against Gary Russell. Martirosyan trying to get his jab to work, but clearly the better jabber tonight has been Charlo, and he can surprise Martirosyan with that right hand behind the jab. One punch at a time for Martirosyan is not going to get it done. Missed with the left, missed with the right, missed with the overhand right there. Chasing Charlo up against the ropes, he'd be well founded to put him in that corner if he could, or against the ropes. I'm sure Charlo feels the ropes are not his friend here tonight. Now Martirosyan punching a little more frequently. Good right hand by Martirosyan. Strong right right by Vanes. Came with speed. Follows it up with a jab. Let's see if he can pounce on the advantage, or if it will just be momentary. Good left. Now Martirosyan is beginning to find the distance and find the target. Nice right to the body. Martirosyan now having a better round. Charlo misses with that right.
Listen, one fucking right hand ain't gonna fucking do it. You sitting there trying to hit him and knock him out with one fucking punch, and it's not doing it. You understand? If you want to win the goddamn fight, you gotta get out there and you gotta throw some fucking punches to win the goddamn fight. You ain't gonna win the fight running around doing nothing. You understand? That's not how you win this fight.
All right, the language very salty and to the point by Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. There you see what he's referring to, throwing the right hand. Now, in that case, it was very successful for Charlo. He did land that strong right hand. But later in the round, it was beginning to turn in favor of Martirosyan, who set up that right hand with his left jab, followed it, very strong punch by Vanes, and then Charlo acknowledging, okay, you got me.
Seconds out.
Much better round, the third round for Vanes Martirosyan. Although this is pretty much what you'd consider an elimination fight. I mean, you've got the number 1 and number 2 guys in some of the rankings fighting each other here. It is not an official world title eliminator. Therefore, this is a 10-round fight, not a 12.
Let go, let go. Head up.
Although logic would lead you to believe that, you know, whoever wins this fight is the guy that's in line for a world title opportunity. Boy, that was a strong talking to that Jermell Charlo got between rounds from Ronnie Shields. Now maybe Charlo's going to pick up his own work output.
There you go. Now shoot off that face. Shoot off that face. You got to call for it all day long.
Charlo actually backing up Martirosyan here momentarily. That's unusual. Certainly not what we expected. But Charlo putting his jab back to work again. And throwing punches with more frequency here. And he's got Martirosyan a little off balance in this round. After Martirosyan had closed the third round with that strong minute. Martirosyan has not been able to carry that advantage over here into the fourth. Excuse me, into the fifth. Martirosyan trying to fake Charlo into a mistake there. Charlo answering right back, though, with his long left jab. No question, Charlo's best good right hand by Martirosyan to the side of the head of Charlo. His best weapon is that jab. He snakes it out there. It's very quick. There you see it again. Charlo's jab is not what you'd call a thudding punch, but it is a stinging jab. And it has the ability to keep a fighter like Martirosyan, or anyone really, off balance or in a position where it's difficult to get in and pile up a sustained attack. Martirosyan kind of showing him that right hand, waving it a little in front of him, but he's not letting it go. Final seconds of round 5. Good bounce back round for Jermell Charlo, who let his left jab control this round.
A good solid round, baby.
Now we look at Jermell Charlo, who won a 10-round unanimous decision, as you saw earlier this evening. He is now undefeated at 21-0. Fought Michael Finney earlier tonight. And Charlo, as you saw earlier, utilizing great combination punching and much greater power than his opponent, Michael Finney. Dominated all the way, won on all 3 scorecards by a count of 190. And Jermell is the harder puncher of the two. The guy we're watching right now, Jermell, is considered the better boxer of the two, although I certainly have no argument with the boxing ability as shown earlier tonight by Jermell, who's focused and intense on this fight as he watches his twin brother separated by 1 minute at birth. Two fighters came out and started to fight before the bell sounded. Good left hand there by Martirosyan as they mix it up early here in round 6, scheduled for 10. Good left hook by Charlo. Charlo was very disappointed. He was supposed to fight for the WBO title in his last fight, but a dispute over the purses ended up with Demetrius Andrade pulling out of that fight. And he hopes tonight to really will show that he deserves to be in that kind of a title fight. And Charlo there holds up as Martirosyan slips off balance.
Let him go, stop! Get your head up. Don't push him down.
Martirosyan has suffered 1 loss in his career, that to Andrade, despite scoring a knockdown in that fight in the first round. Good left hook by Charlo. And now Martirosyan is allowing himself to get out punched here a little bit by Charlo. Charlo throwing that left jab with more frequency and is landing a few more power punches than he had earlier. Martirosyan shaking his head, coming forward. Takes a left hook from Charlo. And another one. Jermell looking quite sharp in this round, as he did in the previous round. Put right by Martirosyan, evaded at the last moment by Charlo. Boy, that's a good jab by Jermell Charlo. I don't think you're going to see Jermell scoring many KOs during the course of his career. He has 13 to his credit right now out of 25 wins. But with this style and the better competition that he's facing, he has the looks of a guy whose wins are going to be accomplished at the distance. An excellent jab. As you see, a stand-up fighter likes to throw that right behind the jab. He's done it on a few occasions here tonight, but he has surprised Martirosyan with a couple of left hooks as well. Pretty much, though, the dominant feature of the Jermell Charlo's attack has been the left jab tonight. Martirosyan snaps off a jab of his own. That forces a bit of a stumble from Charlo. Martirosyan coming forward a little bit faster now, trying to force Charlo up against the rope, but it comes a little bit too late in the round for Martirosyan.
Good job, fellas. My bad. Good job.
I need you to be just a little bit busier for me, okay? Everything is good. But look, this guy can't fight going backwards, man. You letting the guy think he'll world beater coming forward. You understand? Just keep backing him up and keep shooting the right hand, but throw the punches straight down the middle, okay? Come on, give me a drink.
20 seconds, guys.
I need punches going down the middle. Huh? Hold on, hold on. Huh? Let's go to work, all right? Come on now, let's go to work.
Ronnie Shields with the instructions in the corner. Wants punches right down the middle. Just pick up the output a little bit. Round 7 scheduled for 10. I was a little bit surprised when this fight was not scheduled for 12 as an official eliminator. We do have Charlo ahead on my scorecard at this point. As a result of his jabbing, but Martirosyan is certainly very much in the fight, still within distance of winning if he can win enough rounds. Situation with Martirosyan is he's going to have to realize he's going to eat some punches probably, and he's going to have to take a few chances. But when he gets into a situation where he can engage Charlo and get them to exchange, I think he has better opportunities at that point. A lot of bouncing here by Martirosyan, still trying to find a rhythm, I think. Boy, that's a nice right by Martirosyan. That's about 3 or 4 right-hand leads that he's landed here tonight. He's got great quickness with that right, his power punch. But usually when he lands it, then Charlo is up on the bicycle and is able to avoid getting hit with any follow-up shots. Been a pretty easy fight for Russell Moore to officiate here tonight because it's been fought pretty much at long range, out at ring center. Nice little uppercut by Vanes as he came in close. Minute to go in the round. As you can see, Russell Moore is really well out of range of the fighters because they're fighting at long range and they're utilizing the center of the ring, so he stays out of their way, and he certainly has been completely unobtrusive in this fight. I can't recall a fight that Vanes Martirosyan has been in where I've seen him throw less punches than he has here tonight, and I think what he needs is more punches. He's just very low volume of punches from Martirosyan. And it could be the left jab that is discouraging an all-out attack by him. Good exchange of jabs to end the round. There's that good right from Charlo, excuse me, from Martirosyan, and Charlo answered right back with the left hand. Martirosyan had to reach with that right hand, which took a lot of the power off of it by the time it got to Charlo. Charlo just bounced back, but he rode with the punch.
Follow the step back. Keep this over here, please.
Okay, everything straight down the middle, go catch him. Hey, use fast hands.
Ronnie Shields wants everything down the middle. They want a little more body punching from Vanes Martirosyan as we enter round 8, scheduled for 10. You heard in the corner, Roma Kalataria, part of the Vanes Martirosyan team since for many, many years. Situation different for Vanes in this fight. In his last fight that we talked about against Willie Nelson, which was back in December, fought shortly after his promoter Dan Goosen, all-around wonderful, great guy that everybody loved, had passed away. He fought that fight with a heavy heart following the death of Dan. He had to overcome big height and reach disadvantages, and there you have the clash of heads, and Russell Moore immediately calls time.
I got it. Stay right there.
Let's see if we see any blood there.
Vanes, let me see this.
It may be just the damage.
Accidental head.
All right, let's take a look at it here real quickly now. Martirosyan was coming in. He actually ran right into a left jab and then the head. But I tell you, that jab was, he walked right into that jab first.
Relax for a second. Open it for me. Open it. Vanes, just relax. I want you to try to open it for me so I can look at it.
I'm trying to.
Okay, all right.
This one I can.
Does it hurt? What hurts? You right?
There's a live dot on it, but I don't.
Can you see out of it?
It's blurry. This one's blurry. I can see good with this one.
All right, let's take a look at here again now. Martirosyan with the jab. Now watch, there's the left jab and then the clash of heads. The jab first, so I think they probably both did.
Well enough to fight, where you gotta be able to open your eye, though.
I can.
He's asking Martirosyan to open his eye, and he can't do it. They may stop this fight if that was the case, because Russell Mora called it an accidental headbutt, which means that if they do stop the fight here, they're going to go to the scorecards and they are going to count this round.
I know. Just watch. Follow my finger.
I believe, on my opinion, that Charlo is in front at this point.
Watch it. Go up.
They're giving him the full exam there. He's not opening that eye.
Okay, look. You can see going off the fight. We're going to let it go. If not, we're going to stop. Let's go. Okay?
The doctor told him, do you want to go? And he goes, otherwise I'm going to stop it. And he said, yeah, and he walked right out there. And now Martirosyan, perhaps a little bit desperate, goes right to the attack. There's not really a cut and a lot of blood, which is usually the case with those situations. But it was just that it actually just closed his eyes. So Martirosyan now is put in that desperate situation. And he's fighting with more of a sense of urgency, with more of a sense of desperation here as the 8th round approaches the midway point. Martirosyan throwing more and more now. Now it's up to Charlo to stay relaxed here as well and to keep the fight, try to get the fight back to the pace which he had it. As we told you, he has a tendency to be able to lull his opponents to sleep. But now he may have awakened the sleeping giant.
Watch your head, stop! No, we're good. Let's go. Let's watch your heads, both of you.
It was kind of a double hit first, because Vanes Martirosyan first ran into the jab, but then there was the clash of heads immediately following that, so he got smacked twice in a row there, and it did the damage. There's the first real good combination for Martirosyan. And I'll tell you, since Martirosyan got damaged, he's fighting better. He's fighting the fight I expected to see him fighting earlier. Right hand lead by Vanes. Comes forward again. With a more animated Martirosyan, Charlo has not been able to control the ring the way that he was earlier. Now, if Martirosyan continues to fight like this, we're in for quite a finish to this fight. Good right hand by Charlo in the closing seconds of the round. They'll get right to work on that eye in the corner.
Accidental headbutt. Accidental head clash.
Tu mates.
We'll take a look at another angle of it. There's the hard left that we talked about. Clash of heads that followed. And Martirosyan immediately was in distress and told the ref that he was. Jab, headbutt. And there you see the look at how hard he closed that eye and immediately signals to the ref that he's in a bad situation.
Gotta watch your head, okay? Keep your head up.
And it was called accidental headbutt. This fight is stopped and they go to the cards. They will have to go to the cards, rather, if it is stopped at this point as a result of that.
Go back.
Vanes Martirosyan was ready to go. Round 9, scheduled for 10. Once Martirosyan got headbutted, he fought much better. At least he was far more animated and picked up his volume of punches. Let's see if Charlo can get control of that ring again.
Let go.
Charlo wild with that right follow-up to his jab. Both punches missed. Martirosyan has good success with the right-hand lead.
Let go. Stop. Let go.
I hate to see anybody get headbutted or damaged in any way, but frankly, the fight's picked up and become a better fight since it happened.
Get him up. Get him
Oh,
up.
rear body punch by Martirosyan. Left hook to the body.
I don't want to
And he
take
gets a
away from
warning
you,
for
but I
being a low
will.
punch.
Get him up. Let's go.
I just don't agree. I don't see these punches as being low. He's been warned twice. Martirosyan using more movement here. Looks like he might be getting his vision back. Perhaps the eye is opening up a little bit. Oh, he's ate a right hand right on that eye. Good jab by Charlo.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Let's go.
Again, the right hand, and Russell Moore at that time said it's a fair punch. Charlo looked over at him. Good left hook by Martirosyan to the body. Now we're coming up to what can be a very interesting decision.
Watch yourself. Vanes.
What happens, Charlo backs away, and Martirosyan oftentimes will lunge with that right, and it'll kind of slide down as it in its trajectory. End of the 9th round.
Last round. Thank you. Thank you.
The eye is open again.
Last round, clean round. We're going to protect yourself at all times, okay?
Hold on, coach.
Let's go back a couple of rounds, take another look at the accidental headbutt. You'll see Charlo throw the jab, then that jab almost sets up Martirosyan for that headbutt. The jab, though, is to the right side of the face. That's not the one but it was a hurting punch, but then what hurt him even more was that immediate headbutt right after that to the left side of Martirosyan's face and that left eye. Here we go,
Clean
10th
round,
and
guys.
final round.
Not time for the point. Let's go.
Perhaps the fight is hanging in the balance here.
Stop! Let go. Watch your head.
And whoever loses this fight is going to be severely disappointed. You may have a situation at the end when both fighters feel that they've won the fight. Strong left snaking jab of Jermell Charlo. Martirosyan trying to land that strong right of his. It's been a good weapon for him in the last couple of rounds. He threw it, I thought, a little too infrequently in some of the early rounds. Now Charlo getting his own right to work. maybe in the early rounds that two guys are maybe a little too familiar with each other. And it didn't result in high action, but certainly the pace of the fight is picked up in the second half of the fight. Charlo, 2 good jabs, follow up right. Martirosyan chases him to the ropes.
Keep it clean, guys.
I think you can see what Martirosyan was talking about when he talked about Charlo, when he said he's a great boxer, but a basic boxer. He's kind of what Angelo Dundee used to call a 1-2-3 boxer, so that you almost looks like he learned it out of a book. Jab, jab, straight right hand behind it. Wild right there, though, by Charlo. That's not out of any book.
Stop! Let go, let go, let go.
Russell Moore going to get between the two quickly there. They got in kind of an awkward situation. Final half minute of this fight. Don't forget we have our World Championship fight yet to come, so stay with us.
Stop! Let go, let go.
Who can close the show the strongest now? This round may still be up for grabs. Martirosyan chasing. Charlo still sticking to his game plan. Movement, jab. Dances up on his toes. Martirosyan, strong right hand there. Trying to close the show strongly, and that's it. And as I suspected, both guys raised their arm in what they think is victory. Well, this official verdict is going to be interesting. Perhaps controversial, but we will see. And the two hug, showing their respect. That was not how they were yesterday at the weigh-in, I can guarantee you. They spent a lot of time with each other, about 3 years in Houston. Jermell said they basically grew up together. Here comes brother Jermell into the ring now to join Jermell.
Check it out. Check it out. Tough monitor though. Everything else okay? Yeah, because the inside. Like black dots in from mine. Everything else okay though? Good.
Where there was real concern in that corner. It looked like the doctor was about ready to stop this fight.
Yeah.
But once he told Vanes that, Vanes basically rushed back into the middle of the ring to continue the fight. Those gloves off quickly in the corner. Well, we suspected when they made this fight that it was going to be an intriguing battle. Contrast the styles, the backgrounds of the two with each other.
Oh my God, that's that next level shit. That's that next level shit, bro.
Suppose one of them, barring a draw, will march from this fight into a world title opportunity. Jimmy Lennon Jr. is up in the ring. He's calculating the decision. Seems to have it in hand. Here we go. Let's hear from Jimmy.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. Our judge at ringside, Adelaide Bird, sees the bout 97-93. Judges Lisa Jampa and Dave Moretti both score the bout 96-94. All three in favor of the winner, and still undefeated, Jermell Charlo.
The crowd at the Palms not happy. The people on the sofa here a little bit divided. We might be able to hear from Jermell Charlo. He's in the ring with one of our colleagues from Showtime. Let's go over and listen to Jermell now.
How would you assess your performance here this evening? Obviously a real tough fight.
I want to give honor to God. He made it possible once again for me. He started leading the way. This fight, I knew I had a game plan. Vanes wants to come in, throw, attack a little bit, throw a good right hand in. He also can move a little bit. So I was smart in the ring. I did what I had to do. I got the victory, and we on to the next.
Ronnie Shields told you in the 7th round, he said, you better get after it. This is the biggest fight of your life. You need to step it up a notch. Were you aware at that time just exactly where things stood and how close this might be?
I got a son at home, Eli. I knew it. I knew what time it was. I heard him in the 6th round. He said, get on it, get on it. I ended the 6th round well. I came back, 7th round. Ronnie told me, step it up a little bit more. I did that. Every round, I elevated my game. The last 10th round, I threw a couple punches. I won the beginning of the round, and I boxed in. Played it safe.
After the disappointment of not having the championship fight, you've now had a couple of fights since then, and the competition level obviously good tonight. Do you feel now as though you're ready once again to have an opportunity to fight for a title?
Absolutely. I feel like I'm ready. My brother's ready. We steady climbing. If they don't give us a title, they will give us something.
You said you're focused on being a star. Can you explain what you mean to the public by that statement?
An all-around individual, changing my life, doing things better, helping the community, helping the people around me. We all eat. That's it. Lines only.
Congratulations to you both. All right.